Dwayne Pinder. I'm your speaker. Welcome to General Assembly. Thanks for coming. It is 7 o'clock, so we'll get started. Okay, so I've been told I have to wear a tie every time because it's now a trend. So the phrase of the day is the attire for USG is business casual. All right? Remember that. Neil, move into attendance, please.
Representative Kerr. Representative Cummins. Representative Ivankovich. Representative Haas. Representative Claire Hammond. Representative Hernandez. Representative Huey. Representative Kawashima. Representative McCabe. Representative Mulholland. Representative Wynn. Representative Weasicle. Representative Baisley. Representative Cross. Representative Downey. Representative Caroline Hammond. Representative Lupton. Representative Karras. Representative Morgan. Representative Priloski. Representative Villa. Representative Agarwal. Representative Atashoglu. Representative Ho. Representative Huang. Representative Knopfel. Representative Patel. Representative Shah. Representative Thompson. Representative Zhang. Representative Chen. Representative Moore. Representative Weber. Representative Sanford. Parliamentarian Gardner. Speaker Pinder.
Present.
Treasurer Fike. Vice President Douglas.
Present and voting.
Vice President Hassan Ali.
Present and voting.
Vice President Hoford.
Present and voting.
Vice President Patrick.
Present and voting.
Vice President Zabinski.
Present and voting.
President Nikolic.
Present and voting.
Representative Vick. Representative Mishra. Representative Wilkins. Representative Ahmad. Representative Wang. Representative Smith. Representative Moparthy.
Okay, at this time, we'll move to the pledge. Can you please stand? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Now this time, moving to committee reports. President Nikolic.
All right, hello everyone. I hope that everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day with their Valentine, USG. I had a wonderful Valentine's Day with my other Valentine, Sarah Murphy. So, yeah. She's probably not watching though. Okay, anyway, just wanted to remind you guys of a few things. Most importantly, the plus-minus grading open forum that's happening this Thursday at 11:30 in Twing Atrium. So make sure that all of you guys are there. It's very important for you all to really take in what students are feeling on the issue so that you can properly convey that feeling to USG. So please block off that time slot on Thursday, and I'd really like to see all you guys there. Also, just a reminder that the Student Activities and Leadership 2009 Leadership Awards are closing this week, and I can see a lot of leaders in this room. So if you haven't done so already, please nominate an amazing leader. I know we have 1 or 2 or 60 of them in this room, so please do so. And just an update on the OSU trip is there is no update right now. We are still working out this date. I'm really sorry about how ridiculously long this is taking to schedule this date, but we're on a semester system and they're on a quarter system, and it's causing some issues with our overlap or lack thereof. So, open to points. Go ahead.
Are you suggesting that OSU has twice as much time?
No, I'm not suggesting OSU has twice as much time to slack off.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Vice
Oh,
President.
by the way, I just wanted to remind you all that USG's, the attire for USG, excuse me, is business casual, but business professional is welcome as well.
Anyways, Vice President Hassan Ali.
Good evening, everyone. So my board report pretty much has a lot of initiatives. I just want to let everyone know the updates from a few meetings that have happened this past week. Last week, we met with Chief Hardy. Katie has agreed to work with security on creating a security brochure. This will be not only a pamphlet to give out to students, but there will be a version to be put onto the student guide as well. Tomorrow, I will be meeting with Dick Jameson, so if anyone has any questions or concerns they would like me to bring up with him, our main point to be discussing with him is parking, since currently the person who's in charge of parking is on maternity leave currently. Tomorrow we'll be meeting with Jim to not only follow up with tonight's dining resolution, but other things that will be going on. And also this afternoon I met with Carolyn Gregory, who's the Vice President of Human Relations for the university. Human Resources, sorry. And herself, Lynn Singer, Dick Jameson, Miles, myself, and probably Parliamentarian Gardner is going to meet with her and large group to discuss customer service in general for the university and how that aspect of it fits into creating an environment that promotes student happiness. So that should be exciting. Other than that, thank you to everyone who's given stuff for the student guide. It's an ongoing process. I'm continuing to update it. If you do take a look at it, it is being reorganized to be much more intuitive. So if you have any suggestions, please email me. Or if you have any idea on what else can be put up, let me know. I am open to points. Yes, Bruce?
Did you comment on what's going to happen to Pure Vita? You have a change in Pure Vita.
Currently, tomorrow, we should be receiving a list of just overarching. Bon Appetit's parent company has a lot of affiliates, including like Dunkin' Donuts and Chick-fil-A. So in short, we're going to receive a list of stuff to see what might actually be feasible to maybe if we wanted to replace Pure Vita as a more functional on-campus dining option. If not, this list could be very helpful in the development of the food court for the new student center at the very least, and giving us more ideas. Any other questions? All right, look forward to the resolution to be presented shortly. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Patrick.
Textual board report, but most of what is important today is in the bill and in the appendix. A few quick notes. The SLIG, we should have something for you next week on the SLIG, tentative on a few things, so look forward to that. Wednesday at 6, tomorrow. I know the Academic Affairs Committee is meeting in the USG office, but the Finance Committee will also be having part of our continuing student organization performance review meetings, just a meeting at the computers. And if any of you want to help out who aren't in the Academic Affairs Committee, please bring a laptop. It shouldn't take more than half an hour, 45 minutes. And if any of you are new and interested in Finance Committee, it'd be a good way to get some quick and easy knowledge into the way we work, just outside of the way we work at meetings. that's it for me as far as reports go. I will bring up the USG Capture the Flag / Sardines Night later on. Suffice to say, it is happening from 9 to 11 in Nord. And if I can work it out, I'm thinking we're going to play Capture the Flag inside Nord. We're going to break it down by floors. No, we're going to play Capture the Flag in Nord. We're going to break it down by floors. I did some walking in Nord 2 in the morning yesterday, and it looks like it's doable. So it should be crazy fun. Open to points.
Yeah, I was just wondering, you said the SLIG, new updates with the SLIG committee. Why is that taking so long? I do know that this is a really good thing for the campus. I don't know why we're not pushing it sooner and faster. Can you just give a brief?
Ali and I can talk with you more afterwards. Ali and I just want to be really careful about how we approach the decisions we make, and we need to make them tactfully and carefully. So there's sort of a diplomacy thing. No more than, I don't really want to say more than that.
I heard rumors of some kind of deficit issue or cash flow problem with the issue.
Cash flow problem?
Didn't put up some paperwork right for this, didn't do it.
You might have misinterpreted something you said. We're meeting with Suzanne to clean up the books like we do once a month. That's happening tomorrow. We haven't done it since the semester started, so that's just a routine thing. We have to reconcile the university's ledgers with our own Excel files. It's a lovely, wonderful, fun process. You'd want to shoot yourselves if you had to do it too.
Michael, do you think you might be referring to the one account that's in deficit, to the internal account?
Yeah, it goes into deficit because the,
Understand that, Matt?
I do now.
yeah.
Oh.
The AGY accounts can go into deficit until we journal in between it. It's just an accounting issue more than an actual shortage of funds issue. Anything else? Thanks, guys.
And the activities fee money was just dropped in.
Yeah,
Explain that.
the activities fee money doesn't get dropped in until the 4th week of the semester, and Suzanne didn't email me about that until Monday, so.
Thank you. Vice President Zeminski.
Okay, just a couple updates. Obviously, the academic affairs topic of choice at the moment is the Plus Minus Forum going on Thursday. Hopefully, we'll see you all there. A lot of hard work's been putting onto it, and it promises to be the most exciting event this semester. So, yeah, it would be great to have some at least moral support from this body. And also just, help in answering questions, and particularly afterwards, if there are people lingering, it'd be nice to have all of you there and read up on the information that is posted very nicely on our website, thanks to Bruce. Just a couple mentions of people who've been working on particular projects. Representative Cummins and Nikhil met with Dean Wolkowitz about the 30 extra hours after senior status. And Representative Kawashima has been getting together the academic part of the student guide, so thanks to all of them, as well as thanks to Representative Karras and Representative Wynn. We expect we'll probably have, we'll definitely have our piece of legislation on the hours for foreign language credit requirement next week. There was a SAGES Impact Committee meeting today, nothing really interesting with that, but if you have any questions about where that's going, there's actually going to be another body set up to not only kind of think about those, about the impact reports that have come out, but actually act on them, because the SAGES Impact Committee sort of just thinks about it at this point and has put out some really interesting data. So if you're curious about any of that, just let me know and I can show you. Are there any questions?
The agenda says that the open forum for the plus minus thing is on Friday at 11:30. Is that supposed to be Thursday?
Yeah, it's Thursday at 11:30 in Twing Atrium. Yeah, thanks. Yeah?
For the Teaching Excellence Awards, have the topics for which categories or which, is it just one
Well, there's not just one award. The categories of awards will be the same as they were last year with some wording changes. Steve, do you have any comments on that, or? So yeah, very shortly. And then, a PR campaign, et cetera, will happen more in full as that time that survey is open carries on. Okay, thanks.
Sounds good. Vice President Douglas.
Hey, realized I brought my report up here and then there's nothing written on it for me. I just want to say thank you to you guys for coming tonight. If nothing else, I hope you were able to extend your network onto some freshman students and some of the ELP mentors. And just to point out Marissa Morgan for the work she's been doing for the PR campaign for the plus-minus grading system. Otherwise, we weren't able to meet this week, so I don't really have anything. In addition to not having anything, I do not have a representative spotlight. But what I do have is an excellent idea in its place, which is we're going to 7, which means a week, which means every day this week, I'm going to send out several facts, and the first person to respond to me with the correct person gets treats. It'll be fun, right? I'm hoping to break my email record in one day with this. I am open to points. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice President Hofert.
2 quick points. First, if you haven't been in the office yet, we have a new printer and 4 new computers. The new computers are part of the renewal of our lease, so we got new computers with that. And also, photos.case.edu is not working, but we're covering it with Student Affairs site. They have their own poster system, and we're hoping to implement that into posters so that that's the new functioning site. I'm open for points. Miles?
What's the speaker's opinion on printing double-sided with the new printer?
It's pretty cool. Yeah, the new printer is really nice. It works, unlike the last one, and you can print double-sided. I believe it's also color. It's not color. And it was working this afternoon, I've been informed.
Is the speaker aware that watching it print double-sided is really cool because it prints the page and then just
Sucks
when
it
you
back
think
in.
it's gonna put it in a little tray, sucks it back in and prints on the other side.
Yeah. I got that feature especially for you, Miles. So. Yes.
The RSU liaison in Student Life said that there might be getting new printers for this print to here. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know about that. I do know that the lease is expiring for the print-to-here printers, but they haven't decided what they're going to do.
Okay, because I was just going to suggest you flex if you knew anything about the new printers.
Yeah.
Or if they were getting it, or I don't know.
They're looking into it right now. The Student Affairs and IT are working together to come up with a solution for that.
Does the printer work with all the computers?
Yes, the printer works with all of the computers.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. This time we'll move into caucus report. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Treasurer Fike. Representative Lupton.
Can you just summarize what's been happening in the treasury?
Actually, you'll be interested to note that so many disbursements were filed after USG was done last fall that I just finished with them on Friday for fall 2000.
Yeah, that's fun.
Any other points for Treasurer Fike? Okay. At this time, we'll move into caucus reports. Are there any caucus reports? Representative, what's your last name? Priloski, thank you.
The engineering caucus has finally nailed down our meeting time, so we're going to be meeting on Thursday at 7 in the USG office. Very convenient for those of you who are also on student life. So, that's it.
Representative Lupton.
Is the speaker aware that the engineering banquet is from 6 to 8, I believe, on Thursday?
If you decide to go to that, then that'll be excused if you email us.
Representative Patel.
The freshman caucus met today to review the sales for the Valentine's Day event that we have this Saturday. The event was very successful. We decided not to use the USG exec loan, even though we're very gracious of them. We had a lot of surveys, and from our surveys, we calculated and analyzed them, and our biggest concerns were basically in dining and snow retrieval. Even though the attire for USG is business casual, the freshman caucus was not required to wear business casual, limited to the limit flowers.
Okay. Are there any points for the freshman caucus? Any other caucus reports? Oh, I'm sorry.
$257.34.
Okay. Any other caucus reports? Representative Cummins.
Art and Sciences Caucus met after a meeting last week. Next meeting is next week after GA, and also be sure to, the Art and Sciences Caucus, be sure to email Mintree back if that works. If we can go with Art and Science.
Okay. Any points for the Arts and Sciences Caucus? Any other caucus reports? Okay. At this time, we'll move into open forum. President Nikolic.
I don't know if many of you are aware of this, but I'm also working on Relay for Life, and it's getting about that time of year where we should be signing up a team. And I wanted to know if you guys wanted to sign up a team as a USG team, or as caucuses or committees. Basically, how do you want to sign up? USG.
I have a question. Will USG also be serving gourmet grilled cheeses again?
I don't know. If we do, we're going to have to create a pulley system out my window. For those of you who weren't here last year, we ran a toasted cheese sandwich business out of my first floor village window last year. I live on the second floor now, so I was thinking about this. I've been thinking about this for a very long time. This is a very important part of my life, toasted cheese sandwiches. And I was thinking of IMing someone and then tossing them out the window in a bag. But we also need someone to catch them that isn't going to squish them. I think Keith's a great catcher, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd just like to elaborate. We didn't make toasted cheese sandwiches. We had fine breads, and we just didn't have craft singles. We had Gruyere and I think it's a Brie.
I used my cheese club knowledge to really, these are top-notch cheeses.
Well, I would be willing to donate for this event my Weber portable grill in the event that you wanted to make fine cheese sandwiches once again. So you wouldn't even have to worry about that pulley system.
Would you guys
Just saying, just.
Is anyone interested in manning the toasted cheese sandwich booth this year? Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll sign us up if you guys really want to do it. I really want to do it.
Okay. Any other points for open forum? Representative Upton.
I was wondering, with Ollie, I know Ollie did a lot of work with, I haven't looked at it, but I'm pretty sure you did a lot of work with, like area business. What was that whole thing you put up? Well, like area businesses, like you had a list of a whole bunch of. You just worked on this big plan.
Student guide?
Student guide. Oh, yeah. Well, I got a point on that. Can we do something with the student's guide to the RTA bus system? Because I think that'd be really helpful to know where the buses go, any cool attractions where the buses go. I've never used the bus system, and I would like to.
There's part of the reorganization is I'm actually going to have something for just transportation in general to include greenies, the RTA, and those general information. That information currently exists, but that's kind of put into the student services section, but I am trying to filter it out to be more intuitive. So that's a great point. I'll try and the RTA stuff and the Greenie stuff are all on in somewhere in there.
Parliamentarian Gardner.
The class of 2009 only, during their orientation was given a CD, which was how to ride the RTA, including how to get on and off the bus. So if you could find a senior that still has their CD.
President Nicholas.
Just as an FYI to the, Student Life Committee, when we've signed that agreement with RTA to get these RTA passes, they were supposed to provide us with all this information for free and without asking.
Colin.
Ali, when you meet with Dick Bassett, it might be time for a data report on how many students have picked up the passes, and also maybe a reflective report on the Greenie use, whether it's been improved since the changes last year. You know, it's always good to have follow-up stat reports for you guys to see if your work really is making a difference. You might not be able to get that from him tomorrow, but you can request it, and he can collect that data and report back to you. But I think those two things will be very, very important to this body. Okay?
Okay, Representative Haas.
I know that at least in the South Area office, they just logged all the RTA passes as packages. So, I mean, you can ask them how many of those were left before they logged them, but they should all be gone now.
Any more points for open forum? Okay, so we now move into elections.
I'm going to start with the Francis Payne Bolton School of Nursing rep. Are there any more nominations for this position? President Nicholas. It's been a motion to close nominations. Is there a second? Second, okay. So the nominations for this position are closed. We only have one person who's decided to run, Laura Tyken, but in her absence, Vice President Hassanali is going to speak on her behalf. You will have 1 minute to speak, 30 seconds for questions.
So I called Laura, and she apparently didn't know she had to come tonight for the election. However, she did want to assure the General Assembly that she can come every other night. She just has a group project that she was in the middle in, so that's why she didn't just run over here. Other than that, in addition to this report, I do want to let the General Assembly know that Laura was the one who gave me the idea to kind of get a self-defense class as for gym credit. So she is a very, very passionate person, and I think everyone should vote for her. I'm open to points. I've known her since like freshman year, so. All right.
Okay. This time moving to discussion. President Nicholas. Second. Okay. Representative Thompson.
Move to vote by acclamation.
Second.
Okay. So move by application. We will vote by acclamation. Thank you. Is there any dissent? Okay. Congratulations to Laura Tyken. President Nicholas. Yep.
Could you just explain what does acclamation mean?
You can do that.
Okay, I will. When you vote by acclamation, it just means that we're going to vote without raising our hands or anything. If there's anyone that's opposed to it, then you just speak up at that point. And if there's someone opposed, then you can't vote by acclamation. You do it by hand vote or whatever voting procedure someone calls for.
Yep, so there wasn't any dissent, so she is now the new Francis Payne Bolton School Nursing Representative. Congratulations to her. Okay, at this time we'll move to old business, and our old business is the Taft House election. Are there any more nominations for this position? Okay. Seeing none, we will move into elections for this representative. I don't know if some people weren't here last week, but we tabled the nomination because this person was not here and did not submit a letter of intent.
Point of information, is he still on the ballot?
Parliamentarian Gunner.
I wouldn't consider him still running since this was funded by else. So it's still. So I would say probably having him on base. Has any reason to bring it off the building or was it open? Was there a different question?
What was your question, Representative Cummins? Okay, so we'll still have a table till next week. Moving into new business. Is there any new business? Vice President Hassanali. Okay, there's been a motion to introduce the resolution. There's been a second. Okay, so now we introduce Resolution R-1809. Is there a speaker in the pro? Representative Morgan.
This recommendation is to institute a graduate sort of option in the nursing area, so like the health sciences quad, because nurses generally don't have time to go from their classes in the nursing area, the nursing building that they're stuck in all day, over to Fribley or Grabbit or even Leutner. So this is to just give them a little bit of time to have the lunch they need to continue with their day. And so far, Ali and I have talked to Jim O'Brien, who is the director of Bon Appetit, and he is very for this idea. We had a discussion with him. He gave us some options as to where it would be good. We've talked about the BRB, we've talked about the Wolstein building, and several other options in that case. So if there are any points, I am open. Yes? Chris?
It says in one of the whereas clauses that the health science quad has facilities that are currently capable of offering a meal swipe option.
Right.
Well, do you mean that these are areas that you have simply looked at, or these areas that actually have the space and?
Both. There are kitchens in the biomedical research building that are capable of producing a few extra sandwiches or salads, and then there's also space for them to be set out and this swipe option to go.
Okay, thank you.
Question?
Is the aim to put a graduate in the health sciences quad or specifically the nursing school?
The health sciences quad. There isn't any exact spot in the nursing building that's for it, but we talked to Jim and he's open to ideas around the area. He's still gonna have to look into where exactly it's gonna go, but he's very into the idea. Do you have a question? It is not just for nursing students. It's focused on nursing students because of the location, but anyone, if they're in that area, they are definitely more than able to go and use their meal swipe. Any other questions? Yeah?
Is there any reason why the Dean of Nursing School isn't on the list of disadvantaged too?
If that is a friendly amendment, are we allowed to do that now? No? Okay. Well, you can recommend it later.
Okay, thank you. Is there a speaker in the con? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into discussion over the resolution R-18-09. Vice President Patrick.
Move to add the Dean of the Nursing School to item 4.
Is, okay. So, what's just you're just gonna add the Dean of the Nursing School?
So, as E on point 4.
Okay. President Nichols.
On that one, I would actually recommend D and then moving Glenn down one. But I do move to amend a couple places here. In the title of the resolution, to read a recommendation to offer a meal swipe option in the health sciences quad. And amend elsewhere. Let's see, just to make sure here. in whereas clause 3, just to strike nursing school surrounding buildings and just put health sciences quad.
Friendly.
Okay. Are there any other points for discussion? Vice President Douglas.
Move to call previous question.
Okay, there's been a motion to call a previous question. Is there a second? All right. Now we move into voting on the resolution as amended. So all in favor of the resolution as amended, please raise your hand. All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the resolution passes. Is there any new business? Vice President Petre. There's been a motion to introduce General Assembly Bill B 18-07. Is there a second? Okay, is there a speaker in the pro?
All right, this is the first rolling funding bill of the semester. For those of you that are new, USG gives out most of its funds for a semester in the 11th week of the previous semester. We set aside about 10% of our funds to be given out as the semester goes on, and we're coming to you now to get approval for the way they've been allocated thus far. Couple points. The total asked for, requested, is $14,500. Looks like we've been really stingy, but there was, most of that comes from one $8,000 request, and about 2,000 more of that comes from similar requests. Not similar requests, other requests for the same event. So a good 60% of that is requests for one very expensive event. I'm sure at least some of you have looked through it, and that was for co-sponsorships for Mecca's event with comedian Ahmed. Outside of that, I think we were very generous with our funding, as it's been seen here. And if any of you really wanted to check the math here, and you added everything up, you'll notice that the reallocations aren't included in the total amounts of money. This is just for all of the recognized and the funded events. Anything that's reallocation is not new money. So we're recognizing two new groups here: Big Games Club, which is sort of capture the flag, sort of large pervasive games, and Case Reserve Outing Club, which is a they wanted to go backpacking, canoeing, and so forth. So that's it for me, and I'm open to points.
Vice President Hassan Ali.
Is there a reason that no money was allocated for that speaker or that event date and that event?
We've already given almost $4,000 to that event, and they wanted to. They were requesting. What the $8,000 request was requesting money that we've already more allocated to the event. It was double. It was a poorly filled out co-sponsorship. They were requesting the entire thing. We've already funded part of it.
Representative Minchery. When?
Can I ask what Bible commentaries for study are and why it costs $127?
Those are a series of 4, I believe one's an audio tape and the other 3 are books that InterVarsity Christian Fellowship wanted to use in their study of, in their large group conversations. These are to be kept in the group, they're not to be passed on, and they're to be used every year at multiple meetings. So that's why we felt comfortable funding it.
Can you touch on Japanese Connection? They requested cookware for $520. You allocated them $329.98. Can you comment on that number and why they need cookware? And
Their main, all of their events, which they have food at, are events where the members themselves cook the food. So they had been having trouble getting proper cookware because they do make some very specialized I don't know the exact type of food. They make some very specialized kinds of foods. Since they don't order from catering, since the actual grocery bill is a lot cheaper than a lot of catered events, we felt comfortable funding the request for cookware. Again, like the Bible commentaries, it will be kept in the group. We didn't fund any of the smaller ticket items. We just funded simply two large ticket items that they needed. And the $329.98 is because they came to the committee with the exact items they were looking for and the exact quotes from the website they were buying it from.
One more question is, on the reallocations,
Yes.
you actually, all the reallocations were accepted, except for one.
Ski club?
The ski club. Can you touch on why that's the only, can you touch on your allocation process?
Reallocations are generally only approved within the semester. If a group does not spend money in a semester, all that money goes back to USG for the next semester. Ski Club was requesting a reallocation between semesters for an event that they simply didn't spend money on. They didn't offer any contingent. Usually we require very special circumstances. I've probably mentioned this to you, some of you before. ISA could not hold an event because of religious holidays. So we allowed that between semester reallocation. So that's the reason that was not approved.
I'm sorry, this is very minor, but I think InterVarsity Christian Fellowship is listed in here twice.
For the same thing?
For the same thing, yeah.
Did I double copy that?
Bible commentary for page 7 and page 9, as well as the handheld microphone pack about that.
Oh, yeah, I doubled those up. Okay. Thank you for noting that. I did not see that when I made this. So I will, any amendment to remove the second mention of that will be friendly. Anything else? Oh.
Yeah, I'm just curious why you didn't allocate any money or didn't allocate as much as Amnesty International wanted for their date option.
There was which one is that? Where is this? What page is this on? Page 7 bottom. Yeah, they were requesting gourmet hot chocolate to be used at an advertising to advertise for their date auction. We felt it was a bit silly to spend $200 on gourmet hot chocolate, gourmet fair trade hot chocolate for an event advertising another event. Any more points? Okay.
Okay, is there a speaker in the con? Seeing none, we'll move into discussion on the bill. Representative Nguyen.
I move to strike on page 9 InterVarsity Christian Fellowship and InterVarsity Christian Fellowship again.
Is that a friendly amendment?
Friendly.
Okay, any other points? Representative Moore. There's been a motion in discussion. In a second, okay. We will now vote to end discussion. Those in favor of ending discussion, can you please raise your hand? All opposed? Okay, discussion is now ended. Vice President Douglas. There's been a motion to call the previous question. There's been a second, okay. Now we will vote on the bill as amended. All in favor of General Assembly Bill B 18-07, please raise your hand. All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, the bill passes. Is there any other new business? Vice President Hassanali.
I move to open nominations for the election commission.
There's been a motion to open nominations for election commissioner, and it's been second. Okay, so nominations are now open for election commissioner. Representative Lupton.
Can I, hold on, point of, I don't know, I just need somebody to speak on, I don't know what the election commissioner is.
Parliamentarian Runner. Maybe can you go to the podium, please?
The election commissioner is basically in charge of overseeing any elections we have. So we have one general election each year, which is the spring elections, which determine the executive board and all of the representatives, with the exception of the first-year representatives. And then we have one election in the fall for the fall for the freshman representatives. So this position is just for the spring elections for most of the representatives and executive committee. The person's responsible for running the election commission. So in 2 weeks, we will be voting on the election commission as well. The election commissioner will have a heavy role in deciding who will be on the commission. They will propose, whoever they want to see on the commission with them. The person will be responsible for making up any guidelines that they think are necessary for the elections in consultation with the rest of the election commission. Is that everything? Yes. No. If you would like to be a member of USG next year in an elected capacity, you cannot run for election commission, which makes it a great role to be had by seniors. So I'm sure any seniors here, you really want to do it, and you should consider accepting when the nomination calling your name is thrown out. Other than that, anyone can hold the position.
Any other questions? Okay. Nominations for election commissioner. Vice President Patrick. Okay. Any other nominations? Representative Patel. Any more? Representative Lupton.
Can I nominate Matthew?
Second.
Colleen.
I have a question. Will this commissioner also be in charge of class officer elections? If so, Zach, will you be running
I'm
this?
going to be abroad next year.
Okay, thank you.
Vice President Douglas.
Nominate Michael Petrick.
I'll accept.
Representative Lupton.
I'd like to nominate President Miles Nichols.
Okay. Okay. Treasurer Fike.
I'd like to nominate VP Hassan Ali.
Second.
Okay.
Anyone else in
Representative Cummins.
I nominate people.
Second.
I'm gonna be on co-op next semester, so, wow, I don't know if I want to go against. I think I respectfully decline.
Okay. Representative, what's your last name again? Privosky, sorry.
I nominate Vice President Hofer.
Second.
Okay, so apparently all the seniors on exec are running.
Point of order, Neil O'Brien's going abroad next semester, so someone can nominate him as well.
Vice President Douglas.
Nominate Neil O'Brien.
Second.
Respectfully decline.
Okay.
Why are you red?
Any other nominations? Okay, nominations will stay open for a week and then we'll close nominations next week. Okay? Is there any other new business? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into our advisor's report. What? Yes?
So sometime after last week's meeting, I was told that more than a week before, one of the representatives from College of Arts and Sciences resigned, which means technically we had 2 openings at last week's meeting. So I need some kind of feedback where if the people here would like to pretend they were voting on 2 people or would like to have another election next week.
Point of information,
Representative Upton.
what is parliamentarian Gardner's feelings on?
I shall express no opinion.
Okay.
Point of information. So essentially, if we were to just assume that we were voting on 2 people last week, vote of acclamation would also have voted in which individual?
Elizabeth Innes.
Okay. And what would be the procedure to say allow that?
We would all kind of like this guy. and then she's a speaker.
Colleen.
Let's not joke about this. I need clarification. What happened? You left the meeting and then found out there was a resignation?
No. A representative resigned on the 2nd of February.
Okay.
I was told that she resigned on the 10th of February.
Okay.
So we had 2 meetings in between, which means technically if we had no openings before last week's meeting, her election would have been held last week anyway. So we had essentially 2 openings last week, although everyone only thought we had 1.
So there were how many candidates for the position? 3?
2.
2. Okay, so right now there is an opening.
Yes.
Correct. So my recommendation is ask her to come next week and profess if she has continued to be interested in this position. And then make it a formal acclamation next week. Because I think you need to talk to her first.
Well, right, the issue is if we make a vote in the future, we might as well just make it another election, which means
We have to open.
inviting all the campus to submit letters of intent again, which means we would have had done elections for arts and sciences like every week this semester.
So you were not, as of last week's meeting, you were not in possession of knowledge that there were 2 positions open?
Right.
Then I think you should just make it an open invitation for next week as well. So you could take nominations tonight and also invite Elizabeth to also, like somebody could nominate her tonight, right?
Well, elections would be open the whole week.
Okay.
It's either we just have the election like normally we do, or we just assume that we voted her in last time, which is, so what I want to know is do people want to just assume that they voted her in last time, or you just want to have an election like you're suggesting?
Representative Warren.
I say that just to make things clear that we should just open up elections again for this coming week, to make sure that we're not, I don't know, doing anything suspicious.
Representative Huey.
I agree. If we just put her in, it might seem a little bit slimy on that side.
Slimy. Vice President Hassanali.
I move to open nominations for the Arts and Science Caucus.
Okay.
And I also nominate Elizabeth Innes.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for Arts and Sciences representative? Representative Upton.
Sarah Fran Joan.
Second. Do you make spell that?
How do you spell that? Okay. President Nicholas.
Sarah Murphy.
I guess. Was it seconded?
Second.
Okay.
1700.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Secretary Brown.
I'd like to nominate Demetrius. Sorry, I don't know the last name.
I accept.
How do you spell it?
KATSIAFICAS.
Representative Nguyen.
I nominate Sarah Murphy's sister, Ann Murphy.
Second.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for the Arts and Sciences Caucus representative? Okay, seeing none, we will now move into our advisors report.
No report.
Okay, cool. Are there any announcements? Representative Haas.
E-week bingo tickets are still being sold in Nord every day from around 11:30 until 1. It's the best food I've ever had as a student at Case. And to those over 21, there is a happy hour from 6 to 7 before the dinner.
Representative Johnson. Sanford.
Don't forget the snowballs this weekend.
Vice President Asanali.
Is the speaker aware that although USG attire is business casual, Speaker Pinner is all business?
The speaker is aware. Representative Hernandez.
This Friday at 12:30 in the Massastone Chapel, Dr. John Hott, a philosopher from Georgetown, will be speaking on the topic of the role of Darwinian evolution and faith in America. And lunch will be provided. So it's 12:30 this Friday in the Massastone Chapel.
Representative Upton.
Point of inquiry, Mel in the engineering caucus resigned, I do believe. Have we opened elections on that, or can I move to open engineering elections for next week?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone just emails me about that, it should be in this week's newsletter. I mean, technically, you don't need to really open elections here, but if you want to, except for passing business.
No, it's okay.
Vice President Douglas.
Couple quick things. This Saturday, Ben Queller is at the spot. He's a big deal. That'll be a lot of fun. However, more importantly, Friday at 5:30 is the faculty, staff, for student basketball game. I'll remind everyone for the 4th time that Ali Hassanali is playing for USG.
So is Derek Moore.
So is Derek Moore.
And Tristan.
And Tristan is playing for Beta. And the final thing that I forgot to include, that's at 5:30 in Beale. The final thing I forgot to include in my report is the newsletter did not go out last night as it normally does. I apologize. It will be going out this night. Tonight.
President Nicholas.
2 things. I wanted to ask if anyone wanted to head up the Relay for Life team from USG this year.
What was the question?
If anyone would like to head up, be the team captain.
I already am.
Oh, you already are? Oh, okay. Sorry, it's not open. And if all the new reps that I gave the handbooks to tonight, if you could just stay afterwards for a few minutes.
Colleen.
Around the room, I placed some of these flyers, and if you would be so kind as to place them in your residence halls or somewhere, you know, it will be noticed in maybe an academic building. This is an event I'm very proud of. It's our annual Black History Month celebration in Twain Center, and it will feature students and some points of history, and multi-ethnic food. And it's next Friday, the 27th, during community hour in the atrium. So please consider this an invitation. Thank you.
Vice President Hedrick.
Reminder 1, Finance Committee Student Organization Performance Review meeting tomorrow, Wednesday at 6. It shouldn't be more than 45 minutes. Second, 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, we're taking over Nord. Be there this Thursday. If you have the engineering banquet, eat a light meal, and so we're getting ready for a little bit of running. And if anyone wants to show up early, say 8:30, to sort of help me look over the layout and just kind of make sure the game is prepared to run smoothly. One or two people meeting down in the atrium, meet me at 8:30. So it should be a fun time. Look forward to it.
President Nichols.
Sorry, one more announcement. All the new members of sororities are cordially invited to Delta Tau Delta's dinner for them on Thursday night. I'll be heading up the cooking operation, and we're having some awesome food, including salmon. So, 7 o'clock at the Delta.
Representative Hayden. For motion adjourned. So moved. Come get your candy.
That's right.